Good morning, everyone. Excuse the I just got out of bed look. It's early in the morning. On Monday, the January the 22nd, which means we have 9 more days left of Pantry Challenge for 2024. So today I am doing another inventory. I want to start living this lifestyle all the time where I'm making sure to utilize everything I have to the best of my ability. As you can see behind me, I have a whole bunch of stuff. It's not a grocery haul, it's just a haul out of my fridge, at least this part. I may do the same thing in my small kitchen freezer just so that I can keep moving everything through. Whoops, sorry. I will be going to the grocery store soon, so I want to go ahead and kind of cycle through anything that's been in the fridge or the freezer for a bit, all the leftovers, any produce that may go bad in the meantime, all the things that we can utilize now, because I know there's some produce and some fridge things and leftovers that we can repurpose or just use up. So that's what I'm going to show you is what's on the list for this week. Excuse me, bear with me. It's winter, so I often get a little something going on. I think a lot of us do. So let's go ahead, turn the camera around and just see what we have. And then I'm going to pull out some paper and we're going to make a menu for the week. I know that we can make it till Friday. I'm not sure if we can make it beyond that, but if we don't, that's fine. I am so proud of me and my family for bearing through. Now, I know you haven't seen everything that I've made. You haven't seen a lot of it, and that's just due to some personal things going on with my health. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just have some chronic pain issues, and sometimes I deal with that, and it just makes turning on the camera a little hard. But I will bring you as many videos as I can a week, and I'm glad that you came back, even though last week I think I only put out one. I will try to get on a better schedule again. So again, let's turn this camera around. So I was just thinking about how would be the best way to go about this. So what I think I'll do is I'll go over everything on the table here, and then I'll put it all away. Well, I might write some things down just to make some notes, and then I'll pull out everything from the freezer that I want to use in the next few days, then sit down, look at my notes, make a menu, and then go over what my plans are for the rest of January. So let's start with the produce. I have some bananas here, so get it in frame for you, that were on the counter. They were starting to go bad, so I just peeled them and put them in the fridge. And I'm going to mash them up. I think I'm going to make a banana nut granola bars and possibly a banana cream pie my husband requested. We just have a few grapes. We'll probably just eat those up today, just get those gone. A little bit of broccoli, a very small head of cauliflower, some carrots, celery. Now we're getting into some of the leftover things. First we'll go to the meat. We have some smoked turkey lunch meat, which we don't just use that for sandwiches. We use it for other things as well. Pepperonis. Ground turkey. Looks like about a ½ pound of ground turkey and a ½ pound of Italian ground turkey sausage. And then in the back there, that's just a half a jug of grape juice from New Year's. We'll get that drink up, or I'll use that in something. Some of this stuff is just condiments, so I know what I have in the fridge so it doesn't go bad. Some homemade relish. This is cranberry salsa, or not salsa, relish, cranberry relish. We got some chicken fat. I like to fry with that. I probably should get that finished off pretty quick. Homemade salsa, homemade barbecue sauce, some whipped topping, which if I make the banana cream pie, I'll use that up. Some cream cheese left over from the holidays. It still has a while before the Best By date, so we're good on that. Some olives, Parmesan cheese. This is some pasty dough. I started making this day before yesterday. I started having some issues where I was having a problem standing up for too long, so I had to stop. Hopefully, pardon me, hopefully that's still usable. I wouldn't see why not. Half a large brick of mozzarella cheese. This is probably 3/4 of a large brick of cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar cheese. Some some Colby Jack cubes. An open jar of mushrooms from the other day. Oh, and then we got leftovers. I'll go over that in a minute. This is just some flatbread. It's like a savory pancake. I made those this morning, so I'm not worried about those. These are Honey Nut Cheerios, and my son decided a while back he's done eating cereal. So now I got to figure out something, maybe like a snack mix, or maybe he can just snack on them. But I'll get those used up so they don't go stale. And then into the leftovers. This is some of the pasties that I made. Instead of using the traditional pasty filling, I used like a lasagna filling. We'll eat those up probably for lunch today. Some goulash and some burrito size tortilla wraps. So this is the fridge stuff. I'm going to have to think about it, and I'm sure I can come up with some good meals. Like I said, I'm going to go through my freezer. I know we're getting very low on meat. And I'll go over what meat we have left in the next segment. All right, so upon further inspection of my crisper drawer, I discovered some lettuce, and I have one tomato that's starting to get kind of spotty, and a lot of these odds and ends are starting to get really close to the end of their life, so I need to go ahead and make a salad. So let's get ready and do it. Just look at that amazing lunch, all from things that I would have typically probably thrown away as far as the salad goes. And I just paired it with some smoked turkey and some sliced up pepperonis and some breadsticks that I had made and froze up. And now look at that, as good as any restaurant lunch that you could get. And all of it was stuff that came from our freezer and refrigerator. So I'm pretty proud of that. We don't have to be wasteful. We can be resourceful instead. And that's what I did. This is what we have left from the meat for the next, like I said earlier, 9 days. I didn't realize I still had some chicken. This is going to be for dinner tonight. That's just some chicken breast cut into strips. I'm going to make it into some ranch breaded chicken strips. Then we have some turkey dogs and some turkey sausage, some just regular turkey sausage, some Italian flavored, and some pre-cooked bacon. And when I went in to check the produce, I found some potatoes, and I'm also going to use those tonight. I'm still going through everything. Oh, and I have about 10 jars of canned chicken, so that'll also be meat I can use. And we have a lot of individual freezer meals that have meat in them already, and 2 already baked meatloaves. So this is where the challenge gets challenging. Our produce is getting very low. Our meat's getting very low. We still have a lot of stuff in the pantry. It's just hard to pull stuff together into a whole meal now, but just like you will see in the next video, I'm going to show you how I took these odds and ends and I pulled them all together and I made them into a meal. For the next meal, I went back and checked my pantry some more, and I found some potatoes that were eyeing, so we're going to go ahead and get those washed up, and we're going to roast those for dinner, wrap them in foil and roast them in the oven. And then we're going to take the broccoli I showed you earlier, and we're going to break that up, and we're going to peel a carrot and cut it into carrot sticks, and that's going to be for my son. And then for my husband and I'm going to take that small head of cauliflower and I'm going to rub it in some salt and oil and roast it with the potatoes. Then the meat that you've seen, this is the chicken strips. As you've seen in that video where I took second inventory for the month, I'm getting pretty low on meat, but we're going to get creative. And you also seen the meat or the video where I made the different kinds of pizza roll or pizza pockets, and I always forget the word pasties. They're not actually traditional pasties. I did use the pasty dough to make them, and you'll see that video linked down in the description. So I'm going to go ahead, whip this up. I'm going to make some ranch breaded chicken strips. As I said, just going to roast the potatoes in some foil, and then I will be back to show you the next meal. I'll probably show you when this is finished, but sometimes I just forget because by the time it's done, we're ready to eat. It's time to address some of the leftovers. We are going to go ahead and use up the chicken and fajita mixture that I showed earlier in our fridge inventory. I made up some rice and we're just going to make some chicken and rice fajita bowls, throw them in the freezer, and those will be some freezer meals. Right, I'm going to do 3 bags. I'm going to add some of the chicken and peppers and onions, and then I will add some juice, some of the fajita juice at the end. I've wrote on my bag, so that is probably one of my biggest weaknesses. I never remember to write on the bags what they are and when I made them. It's silly, it's so simple, and I just always forget to do it, and then I kick myself later, especially the when it was made. Usually you can figure out what it is. The when it was made is a pretty important thing, since leftovers in the freezer don't last forever and they start to lose their flavors a bit. Trying to make sure I got enough rice in there, because this needs to be a good meal for my husband when he's on the semi truck, or for us. Either way. I am thinking we may have enough for 4, but we'll see once I get the third one done. Or I might just put a little bit more in the bag so that it's not just flavorless rice with a little topping. We want to make sure they're good. Actually, I think this first one, oh yeah, it could definitely use some more, especially of the veggies. The second one I got pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll just stick with the 3. And if you want to know how I did the fajita mixture, that was a crock pot meal that we made, and I will link that video down below. We made that together. Whoops. And then, like I said, I will evenly distribute the juice between the 3 bags. And this rice I will stick in the fridge, and we can have that plain with some butter and salt, or we can make a meal out of it. I'm not sure if there's enough for a whole meal, but there's quite a bit left, so we can use that for something else. Alright, and that is that. Now we have 3 dinners or lunches all ready to go. And they'll just have to be pulled out, warmed up, and they're ready to heat and eat. This is how I keep my freezer packed with freezer meals. We just, whatever leftovers we have that we know we're not going to eat in the next couple of days, we go ahead and throw them in plastic bags and single servings and freeze them up. Here's a quick little peek at the food before we eat it. The tops of the nuggets look a little dark, and that's just because I like to put on the broiler the last couple of minutes just to get the top crispy. And then the potatoes, all you see is a foil ball, but they will be delicious in there. So that is what's for dinner tonight. So I will see you the next time we're in the kitchen. It is Thursday, January 25th, and we are using up some more of the leftovers from the fridge. I have some roasted baked potatoes here. It looks like 3 of them. And some roasted cauliflower, but there's not enough. I probably won't use that. And then I have some broccoli from the fridge, and then some kielbasa, turkey kielbasa, and then some shredded cheese that I shredded earlier this month. And all I'm going to do is just chop everything up, put it in the baking dish, and roll it in some oil and top it with some spices and some cheese. And we're just going to have a cheesy broccoli and kielbasa potato dish. Definitely not a recipe for this one. I'm thinking I need a smaller dish. This is a big dish for a little bit of food. Let me grab a smaller one. Sorry, that probably sounded like the house was falling down. I just decided to line my baking dish so easier cleanup, and grabbed a few spices. And now I'm just going to chunk up these potatoes and throw them in the baking dish. How is your pantry challenge going so far, if you're doing one? Let me know down in the comments. I've really enjoyed it, and it's funny, I didn't think you were supposed to enjoy it, and I absolutely did not my first 2 years, because I didn't prepare, and I've talked about this in previous videos. You can't go into a challenge being unprepared. It's not smart. It's not smart. You have to know where you are and know what your goals are. And I thought I did. I just wasn't ready. And now it's been fun. We've ate some really interesting different things. I don't know if I've showed you them all, but it's just been kind of a crazy month. So I've tried, and I will make some of those recipes that I did, because I didn't really make them on purpose, and they were kind of choppy, and not all of them turned out perfect, but it was a lot of fun. And even though they weren't perfect, they were delicious. So, and going into the month of February, we're going to do a modified pantry challenge, as you'll see in the next video after this one. Alright, that's all the potatoes. Now I'm going to cut the broccoli down just a little smaller. Just make sure it cooks. As I said in the beginning, I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some olive oil all over it so it can kind of get crispy. I turned the oven on to 350. I may put it on 400. Since I'm making it up, I really don't know. Since the potatoes are cooked, I really don't know if they'll need 400, except for maybe the end to crisp up the cheese a little bit. Something else that has been fun to me is using up leftovers and turning them into something completely different. That has been a lot of fun and delicious. All right. I think I'm about to call it good on the broccoli. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's do up the kielbasa. My hands are a little greasy. Made it hard to open. You could make a cheese sauce if you wanted. I gave my husband the option, and he said he'd rather just have a little cheese sprinkled on top. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm not sure I'm gonna need this whole kielbasa length here. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to put the rest of this into a Ziploc bag, and we'll use that in another meal. I'm just going to drizzle a little olive oil on it. Alright, we got some garlic powder, onion powder, and some seasoned salt and pepper. And you know what? I think I will just go ahead and chop this cauliflower and throw it in there. Why not? There we go. Finish seasoning this up. Alright, I'm just going to give it a quick little toss. And then I think I'm going to put just a little bit more salt with those potatoes. Looks, it smells good. All the different things, it smells really good. So let's put a little cheese on top. As I throw it all over the table. Nestle some of the cheese down inside a little bit. Alrighty, so that's what's for dinner tonight. Doesn't that look good? I can't wait to eat it. So I'm going to throw this in the oven and we will see you next time we're in the kitchen.